Hi guys, welcome back to Intellectual Literature. This is Gauri. Today we are going to talk about The Mill on the Floss was written by George Eliot. I already made that post. So many fictional works. Kindly watch it. And I also uploading research methods in English series. You go and watch and support it. Okay, let's go to this fictional work Mill on the Floss. The Mill on the Floss was written by George Eliot. It was published on 1860. It is a Victorian Bildungsroman roman that traces the emotional, moral and intellectual development of Maggie Tulliver against the rigid social and moral framework of 19th century English society. Set in the fictional town of St. Oms during the 1820s. The novel begins with the unnamed narrator recalls Rolcote Mill, the ancestral home of the Tulliver family. From childhood itself, Maggie faces gender discrimination. As her intellectual curiosity and emotional intensity are discouraged while Tom's education is periodized under Mr. Stelling. Mr. and Mrs. Tulliver discuss Tom's education with Mr. Stelling. Maggie Tulliver, imaginative and impulsive, contrast with Tom, who is practical and rigid. Tom is practical and rigid. Tom becomes hungry when Maggie forgets to feed his rabbits. Mrs. Gling arrives, creating family tension. This family tension increases with the interference of her and Maggie rebellious acts. Maggie cuts her hair, symbolizing rebellion. Maggie pushes Lucy Deany into the mud because the family praises Lucy's pretty. So, she runs away to live with gypsies but soon returns. This symbolizes her resistance to restrictive social norms. Mr. Tulliver visits his poor sister Mrs. Moses and he came back for asking nothing. Education, lawsuit and loss. Tom struggles at school. Mr. Tulliver files a lawsuit against Mr. Pivot. Mr. Wackham, he is the Pivot's lawyer, defeats him in court. Tom meets Flip Wackham. He is the son of Wackham. He is intelligent son but physically challenged. Maggie befriends with Philip and develops emotional intimacy. Mr. Tulliver losses results in the loss of Drollet Mill and family's financial ruin. This catastrophe forces Tom to abandon his education and assume responsibility for the family. Responsibility and conflict. Tom takes responsibility for the family, works through his uncle Mr. Dean at Guest & Co. Mr. Wackham buys the mill but keeps Mr. Tulliver as an employee. Maggie secretly meets with Flip Wackham. Tom discovers this and forbids the relationship. After 4 years, Tom repays all debts. Mr. Tulliver attacks Mr. Wackham with a harsh whip. Soon after, Mr. Tulliver dies, asking Tom to regain the mill. Love, renunciation and tragedy. Maggie worked as a school teacher. At Lucy Deany's house, Maggie meets Stephen Guest. He is Lucy's suitor. He represents passion and temptation. He falls in love with Maggie. Although he proposes elopement, Maggie renounces her happiness and returns to Tom. Tom rejects and condemns her. Maggie is socially disgraced. She becomes a governess. Lucy and Flip forgive and believe her. At climax of this fictional work, a flood strikes St. Oaks. Maggie rescues Tom by boat. In boat, brother and sister reconcile, but they drawn together into the river, into that flood. Their grave bears the words, In their death, they were not divided. Okay, we are done this novel. Now we see major themes: childhood and memory, gender disparity, sacrifice and renunciation, moral choices and consequences, education and social limitation. Now we see characters. Maggie Tulliver. She is an emotional, intelligent and self-sacrificing woman crushed by Victorian social and moral restrictions. Tom Tulliver, a rigid, practical and morally inflexible brother who values duty over compassion. Mr. Tulliver, a proud, impulsive mill owner whose rash lawsuit leads to his ruin and death. Mrs. Tulliver, a conventional submissive woman concerned with social respectability rather than emotional depth. Flip Wacom, a sensitive, intellectual and physically deformed man who offers Maggie true understanding and sympathy. Mr. Wacom, a cold, calculating lawyer representing legal authority and social power. Stephen Guest, a passionate and impulsive lover symbolizing temptation and romantic desire. Lucy Dini, a gentle, forgiving and idealized Victorian woman. Mrs. Glick, a narrow-minded, critical Dodson aunt obsessed with money and property. Mrs. Pullett, a timid, materialistic aunt who values possessions and appearances. Now, finally, we talk about author's description. George Eliot, her pen name of Mary Ann Evans. She was lived from 1819 to 1880. She was the one of the leading Victorian novelists. She is known for psychological realism, moral seriousness and social critique. She was born on 22nd November 1819 near Warwickshire, England as Mary Ann Evans. George Eliot grew up on staunch evangelical belief. Her friendship with free thinkers like Charles Bray and Charles Enel, the author of an inquiry into the origins of Christianity. It was published on 1838. It made her question the foundation of the religious faith on which she grew up. Translating works like D.F. Strauss, Das Leben Jesu and assisting John Chapman in editing Westminster Review, Eliot was steadily shaping her career in writing. Her first novel, Adam Bede, it was published on 1859. It was instant success with sales record of 16,000 copies in the first year of its publication. The Mill on the Floss. It was published on 1860. We studied this work in this video. It was published her second novel and has always been read on an autobiographical note. From the bonding to her brother to her 20-year-long out-of-marriage relationship with George Henry Lewis, The Mill on the Floss draws many incidents from Eliot's life. Eliot's other novels include Romola, it was published on 1863, Felix Holt, 1866, Middlemarch, 1872, The Legend of Tubal and Other Poems, 1874, Daniel Deronda, 1876 and Silas Marner, 1861. Though set in domestic space that reflect individual human conditions, Eliot's novel do not fail to bring the social issues of her day to the forefront, including the trauma of women caught within rigid, conservative frameworks of the society. Eliot died in December 1880, a year after Lewis' death, thereby bringing to close her life of active literary engagement. Okay, we done this novel and we also read author's description, her major works also. Okay, if you have time, you go and watch this movie. This movie was very fantastic. The Mill on the Floors. It is available on YouTube. Okay. If you like this video, click like button and share your thoughts in comment section. I'm waiting to read that comments. Okay, and finally share this your friends. Don't forget to subscribe my channel. This is Gauri from Intellectual Literature. Thank you. Bye bye.